Hello everyone, and good morning. This is the Morning Metaphysical Report, and I'm Lysander Xanthus. Today I'll be sharing with you the astrology for the day, numerology, card guidance, a little crystal healing, and we will be doing a reading to help you discover how to better manifest things in your life. So welcome. Today is December the 3rd, 2019, Tuesday. I would like to just state, and I'll say this again at the end, that the morning report will be changing times. So from now on, you will be able to join us at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So essentially 2 hours later, for those of you who are not sure what that means. So, I would like to begin with a little energy clearing. I'll be using the singing bowl here to do that. All right. So today I will begin with the astrology. So the sun is in Sagittarius, so what is being emphasized at this time is an expanding of self and of our perceptions, an expanding of our world view. Jupiter is also in Sagittarius, so when we expand our perspective on things, we will see things we didn't see before, which could include opportunities and things within ourselves. And because it's Jupiter, the influence is mostly beneficial, so it'll be things that you need to be seeing. We have Venus, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn right now. And so the influence here is that if you are feeling trapped or limited by your circumstances, that it's up to you to acknowledge that it's your choices that have led you to your current position and to get yourself out. And this is primarily in your relationships, romantic and otherwise, in home and family, and in work. So the other people aren't going to change on their own, and the situation isn't going to change. The focus of Capricorn is very much on self-sufficiency, so it's all about you helping yourself. And this is helped by Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, giving us a push to action and connecting us with our true and deep feelings. The moon is waxing in Aquarius, so our attention is turning outward to our external circumstances and the people around us. We may be having unusual dreams at this time. And on the inside, we may be desiring greater independence and kind of a different way of doing things, and ideas may come to us which we may or may not act on. Neptune is in Pisces, so also at this time there is intuitive knowledge and understanding kind of rising to our consciousness. And of course, it is up to us how we want to integrate that information or use it, or if we don't want to. Uranus is in retrograde in Taurus. So this is a time of reviewing and reassessing our comfort zone, if this is the way we really want to be, any changes in our consciousness, kind of reassessing the way that we are building roots for ourselves. So yes, that is the astrological report for today. Next is the numerology of the day. I'll be right back. My reference books are across the room now. Oh, so is my tarot deck, but I'll get that in a moment. So today is a 3-day, of course, and to me, the 3 is very expressive and creative. A 3 vibration values communication and creative energy. And the entry here says, seize every opportunity for self-expression. Surround yourself with fun people who are in touch with their inner child. Today is all about embracing the creative side of life. Find ways to laugh. Now is a good time to express things that maybe you haven't been. So that's the numerology for today. Next, I would like to do the crystal healing. And I don't have a set of crystals today. Instead, I thought I would share with you a crystal wand. So this is an Athena wand, and it has a lot of different crystals on it. Would you... Well, never mind. It's okay. So there is Tibetan quartz at the end, pearl, opal, amethyst, carnelian, garnet, and quite a few other stones as well. Tiger's eye. So if you'd like to participate in this healing, all you need to do is to sit, breathe, relax, and to allow yourself to receive the energy.
Sorry, kids. It's okay.
it's very brief, but that is the crystal healing. All right. So now I would like to share with you a magic tip of the day. Today's magic tip is to wake up to music. So I know some of us use alarms, but to choose a piece of music that kind of reflects how you would like to start your day and the kind of day you would like to have going forward from that. So something positive, most likely. And there are a few different ways of doing that. Some phones or alarms will enable you to play music to wake you up, and you can program it to do so. Otherwise, as soon as you wake up, you can just turn over and play the song. And I encourage you to set specific intentions into that music. Hi, love.
Did I read your mind or no? Weird. Maybe I want it.
Yeah, I told you to put it on. Let me show people first. This is the tiara that goes with the wand. You should put it on.
Maybe I should. How strange. I was drawn to it. I assumed it was you, but I guess maybe it was me.
Yesterday I told you should wear it. So that's another way to incorporate magic a little more into your daily life. Now I think is a good time for our card reading of the day. Sorry, I've kind of looked a bit unawake so far, but I finally brought my coffee, so all is well. I'll be right back. I have to grab my cards. Everything got put across the room. Alright, so I grabbed a few, and today I'm going to be using The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. I may do a reading with a second deck. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I do like this deck quite a lot because it's simple, straightforward, and has a definitive voice. So this is the card guidance for all of you today. Powerful cards, and they are fairly straightforward, and they're good for contemplation. So this is the first one. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. I love this saying. I love it so much. I myself have gotten this card often. That is so, so very true, especially for anyone who does practice magic or law of attraction. We can feel like it's not working because things get in the way, but this is such an important reminder. So that's the first card. This is the second one. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. And here are the two cards together. Let me move my fingers out the way. It often gives me interesting food for thought for the day. So that's the guidance for all of you. Probably attempt to draw cards for myself later. And so now I would like to use a second deck. And this reading comes from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. Alrighty, and there we have it. So the first card is discontent and boredom. This card talks about one being kind of displeased with your circumstances and complacent and kind of stagnant, and that the way things are just isn't really working out. But the next two cards kind of go together. The first one is Passion Ignited. This suggests finding something new to have enthusiasm about, and a why for moving forward, a why behind your goals to really drive you forward. And the next card is Accelerated Motion. So that follows Passion Ignited. So when you find your why for something, a motivation to do it, things move forward very quickly. So that is just a little reminder to all, is that if you're feeling stuck in your circumstances, it's time to find something new something that excites you and that can drive you forward. And when you do, it will drive you forward. So next, I would like to invite you all to share in reciting an affirmation with me. So I would like to say it on my own the first few times so that you can really focus on the words and take them in. And then I would like to invite you to say it with me, and I'll let you know when that is. So I'm going to say it in first person and then in second person. I did exercise once with someone, and having someone say an affirmation to you in second person is very powerful and it's very moving. So I will begin. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. Now I'll say it to you in second person. You release the past. You are free to move forward with love in your heart. You release the past. You are free to move forward with love in your heart. You release the past. You are free to move forward with love in your heart. Now let's say it 3 times together, or you are free to continue to just listen. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. This quote comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, and it is one of the affirmations for the spine. The spine has a lot of affirmations dedicated to it. The spine represents how we feel supported in life, or rather often how we don't. So I feel many of the things and issues that come up in the spine affirmations are applicable to almost all of us. So if you would like to find this affirmation and ones like it, it is in Heal Your Body, aka the Little Blue Book. So thanks for joining me in saying that, and I invite you to carry this affirmation with you throughout the day or as long as you like. So in just a moment, we will move into our reading. And this is part of the continuing discussion on how to manifest the things that you desire into your life, whether you're using law of attraction or magic. All right, so our reading today comes from The Power Is Within You by Louise Hay. And we are continuing through the chapter of how to love yourself. We have heard many times that we need to have more self-love, but a lot of people are not sure how to do that. So in this book, there's a list of 10 ways that you can love yourself a little bit more each day. So today we are reading number 5. The next step is to praise yourself. Criticism breaks down the inner spirit, and praise builds it up. Acknowledge your power, your God self. We are all expressions of the infinite intelligence. When you berate yourself, you belittle the power that created you. Begin with little things. Tell yourself that you are wonderful. If you do it once and then stop, it doesn't work. Keep at it, even if it's 1 minute at a time. Believe me, it does get easier. The next time you do something new or different, or something you are just learning, and you're not too adept at it, be there for yourself. It was a big thrill the first time I spoke at the Church of Religious Science in New York. I remember it vividly. It was a Friday noon meeting. People wrote questions and put them in a basket for me, the speaker. I brought the basket to the podium and answered the questions and did a small treatment after each. After I finished, I walked away from the podium and said to myself, "Louise, you are fantastic considering this was the first time out. By the time you do this about 6 times, you are going to be a pro." I didn't berate myself and say, "Oh, you forgot to say this or that." I didn't want to have the second time be something that would frighten me. If I beat myself up the first time, I would beat myself up the second time, and I would dread speaking in the end. After a couple of hours, I thought of what I could change to improve. I never made myself wrong. I was very careful to praise myself and congratulate myself for being wonderful. By the time I had conducted 6 meetings, I was a pro. I think we can apply this method in all areas of our lives. I continued speaking at the meetings for quite some time. It was a wonderful training ground because it taught me how to think on my feet. Allow yourself to accept good, whether you think you deserve it or not. I've discussed how believing that we are not deserving is our unwillingness to accept good in our lives. It's what stops us from having what we want. How could we say anything good about ourselves if we think we don't deserve to be good? Think about the laws of deserving in your home, in your childhood. Did you feel good enough, smart enough, tall enough, pretty enough, whatever? And what did you have to live for? And what do you have to live for? You know you are here for a reason, and it's not to buy a new car every few years. What are you willing to do to fulfill yourself? Are you willing to do affirmations, visualizations, treatments? Are you willing to forgive? Are you willing to meditate? How much mental effort are you willing to exert to change your life and make it the life you want? It's always an interesting point. So she brings up some important points. It's important to not only stop self-criticism, but to praise ourselves. And we can change tremendously, but we have to be willing to kind of invest the time and energy into ourselves. For me, my journey of change was a bit arduous, and it didn't just happen on its own. What was I going to say? Yes, it took many years. So I wasn't always like this. I used to have a lot of different kinds of issues. So that's just my quick 2 cents. And I would like to read an additional excerpt. So I'm going to read a brief section from The Power of Your Spoken Word. When you wake up in the morning, do you curse the fact that you have to go to work? Do you complain about the weather? Do you grumble that your back or head hurts? What is the second and the third thing you think or say? Do you yell at the children to get up? Most people say more or less the same thing every morning. How does what you say start your day? Is it positive and cheerful and wonderful, or is it whining and condemning? If you grumble and complain and moan, you're setting yourself up for such a day. What are your last thoughts before going to bed? Are they powerful healing thoughts or poverty worry thoughts? When I speak of poverty thoughts, I don't only mean about the lack of money. It can be a negative way of thinking about anything in your life. Any part of your life that is not flowing freely. Do you worry about tomorrow? Usually I will read something positive before I go to sleep. I am aware that when I sleep, I am doing a lot of clearing that will prepare me for the next day. I find it very helpful to turn over to my dreams any problem or questions I may have. I know my dreams will help me take care of whatever is going on in my life. So just some additional things to consider throughout the day. I invite everyone to comment or to ask questions about anything that has come up during this morning report, or anything that's on your mind. So, good morning, everyone. I do see you there in the comments. In the meantime, I would like to take a moment to point out that if you enjoyed this morning report, I encourage you to like and follow my page so that you can continue seeing the report, as well as seeing all the other content I put out, including reading videos and moon rituals and some other things. If you would like more information about what I do and myself and what's behind the report, I invite you to look at patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching. Both of those links are in the description of the video. Also, my inbox is always open, so if you have questions or seeking advice, I invite you to message me at any time. I usually get back to people within a day. This does conclude the readings. I'm going to take us back to the screen. Gosh. Right. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the morning report will be moving to 2 hours later in the morning. So far it's been at 6 a.m. in my time zone, and it'll be moving to 8 a.m. So if you are following my page, you will just continue to be notified whenever I go live. So I hope that you will all continue to join me. I'm hoping that it being a bit later, we have a bit more participation. Also, it turns out after 2 weeks, I'm really not a morning person. So yes. Otherwise, this does conclude the Morning Metaphysical Report. And I take a moment to enjoy my coffee. I know there's a bit of a lag, so I'd like to give people an opportunity to ask anything on their mind if they would like to do so. But if you're watching the replay or you miss me, please comment anyway, or just send your question to my inbox. All right. Well, I would like to thank everyone for watching today and participating, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. I hope that you all have a wonderful day and be blessed.